Hello, you have Morgan with Rethink Retail, and today we're going to be talking about Zabka Group, specifically Zabka Nano. Zabka Group is a retailer based in Poland, opening more than 1,000 stores each year. In addition to its over 9,000 modern convenience stores, Zabka operates the largest chain of autonomous stores in Europe. Using iFi's automated store technology, Zabka launched its autonomous retail lines known as Zabka Nano. These stores enable shopping without checkouts, queues, or cash. Product selection is customized to specific locations and customer demographics. The stores operate in several formats, such as standalone container-based vending machines, traditional brick and mortar, and store-within-a-store points of sale, each leveraging AI-powered computer vision technology. The system does not use biometrics or facial recognition to identify customers, and it guarantees full privacy and security for its customers. The Zabka Nano autonomous concept first launched in June of 2021, quickly expanded to 25 locations across Poland within only 6 months. Now there are more than 50 Zabka Nano stores in operation as of May 2020. I am Pavol Grabowski. Pavel.
Pavol Grabowski, head of Unmanned Solutions at Zabka and head of Zabka Nano.
Pavel, you opened the first 25 locations in only 6 months. So as of May of 2023, how many autonomous stores are currently in operation?
25 stores. Yeah, it was 2021. It's already a history. It was very intensive and very busy time for my team because we were then grouping and forming for further deployments, which we do. We continue the deployments. Currently, we have 56 stores. Some more are coming as we speak, and hopefully the 56 will change to 60, and maybe some more.
I was just going to ask about expansion, but I think you've covered that pretty well. The growth of your cashierless nano stores have given Amazon Go a run for their money. Zabka Group's executive vice president, Tomasz Blarski, has said that he wants to beat Amazon and be the biggest in the world. As Amazon Go stores close, which is happening in the U.S. this year, what makes the Zabka Nano store a standout in the unattended retail space?
What is the key difference is that we as a retailer, we are thinking about autonomous format as another format which we offer to our customers. So we don't focus on the technology, the fact that we can offer the customers different experience in unmanned store, and this is another difference I'm going to elaborate on in a second, is coming from the fact that we know where we can address the spaces in a traditional format. And we are on the journey to discover different catchments and places where the customers are actually expecting the convenience of it. And for that, I understand places like store inside of the gym, which we have open in Warsaw together with our partner. This is the store available for the students in the students' dormitory, so they can walk down in their pajamas and do the shopping without going out on the street. And this is exactly where we started our journey. So it was about opening a stores where the customer expect us, but they cannot find us today. And this is the first thing. Second thing was about knowing the customer expectations. What we are proud of as Zabka is that we are the place where you can do your shopping, and not only shopping, because we offer also services. We offer lottery games. We offer food fresh and the food ready to be warmed up after the shopping. So the variety is very large, but we offer that very fast. So the average time for the customer to be in Zabka store is less than 2 minutes. It's 100 seconds. And the customers, they just love it because the modern transformation of the customer is going into the direction in which customers' time is the most precious. So if we saving customers' time on shopping, they can spend it with their families, they can spend it with their friends, they can spend it on their hobbies. and they do appreciate it. So right now in Zabka Group, we talk and we communicate to the customers that we are there for them to save their time. And why I'm saying this, because at Zabka Nano, we were answering this need by even speeding up the whole process of the shopping. Right now, it's just pre-authorization. You walk into the store and you walk out. We see that the customers can do the shopping in just 10 something seconds. I visit my stores almost every second day, and I met this young guy being on the teleconference, and he just hang out, being in the store, and I asked him, is he often in the store and how often he does the shopping. He told me that every break he's going out to the store to pick up something because to kind of reward himself. He's buying some snacks or whatever. And he told me, I'm in the store like 3 times a day during my 8 hours of work. And I said, like, not too much? And he said, no, but it's so convenient. Like, I don't have to, stop what I was doing. Like, I was on the conference, and right now I was doing my shopping. And every break, it doesn't take any time of the break because I'm not standing in the queue. I'm just walking in, taking the products which I want, which is super rewarding to my dopamine system, and I'm walking out. So we were answering like the need to find the right catchments. We were answering the need to save time of the customers and be there for them. And the third thing was basically about the technology and the new formats. So not only catchments, not only the customer, but also continuous development of the brand offering through the variety of the formats, which we also do in the traditional stores. So we were very proud in a traditional format that we launched a new store on the highways. We launched a store inside of the shopping mall. And same we're doing with the autonomous stores. So we have launched a store in the hospital. We have launched, as I said, the store inside of other store, which is do-it-yourself, or it's a sports goods store. So we do develop the format and the brand promise to the customers as well. So this is probably the main difference comparing to others, because we started with the deep retail foundation, and the retail is what we do. So technology is something obviously what enables certain things, like being in certain catchments, being even faster for the customer, and building new formats. Obviously, it's enabled and driven by the technology, but what really matters is the retail mission of Zabka.
So here in the US, we are seeing a rise in micro markets, unintended micro markets, where consumers can purchase food and beverage, mainly items, conveniently checking out on their own. We are also seeing, some to the grocery industry. So Zabka has over 9,000 modern stores, usually within walking distance of about half of the population there. We don't have that as readily here in the United States, which probably attributes to a rise in micro markets just for the convenience factor. When it comes to grocery, what makes Zabka a standout there in Europe? Is it convenience?
So definitely we need to understand the difference between American and European markets. And also in Europe, there are countries where the convenience is more mature and the countries where the convenience is less mature. And also there are different customer habits, right? Because there are places in Europe where the customers do drive to their stores, and there are places where the customers, they don't even have the car, so they need the store and to fulfill the mission walking. And Poland was always a market very well saturated with moms and pops. And Zabka, we're gonna celebrate the 25th anniversary of Zabka this year at the end of the year. And Zabka took on the mission to transform the traditional stores into very modern convenience. And this transformation actually continues. The nano stores, that's another way of transforming the convenience chain into what we call super convenience or ultra convenience. Like recently we're using ultra convenience. What does it mean? is that traditional moms and pop stores were basically packed with the CPG goods, which can last for quite a long time because they were not able to predict the demand. They were not able to supply too many fresh products. Usually, there was a separation between fruits and veggies stores or offering comparing to the moms and pops. And Zabka did this transformation to kind of offer a store which offers the customers, first of all, like close distance, so you can do the shopping very often and it's very convenient. Secondly, operating hours. We are open from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. and for the traditional format, we open 24/7. So we're extending those operating hours. But the key difference is in assortment. So we do offer a large variety of hot meals. A hot dog which is being sold in Zabka is like legendary position, and we said we can sell a couple hundreds of thousands hot dogs a day. So it's like a mandatory position in a diet of many Polish citizens. And when you're saying like I'm hungry, get the hot dog. It's like the fastest, the best, and the healthy snack you can get. It's a French style hot dog, and I can send you some photos. And we're doing a lot of actions about it. Like right now, we call it a king hot dog because I have the coronation of King Carol, right? What we did as an ultra convenience chain is we created an offering which is a lot of our private label brands. We very much focused on offering the Polish customers healthy vegan options and healthy options. So if you walk into the Zabka, first thing you're gonna see is quick meal solutions. Second thing you're gonna see are the hot dogs, paninis. We have the wrap pizza. We have whole variety of the products which we can warm up. And right now we are under a transformation to offer even more because right now we have in most of our stores we have fries, chicken nuggets, chicken wings, and we are addressing this need of the customers to have a snack and a drink on the way for now. And then obviously when you're walking into the stores, then you're going to have the whole variety of the convenience store compiled from drinks, energy drinks, hygienic products, fruits, vegetables, so bakery products, so everything is there. And I think this is the key difference when it comes to convenience comparing to other stores, like saving time and also having the hot, fresh options.
You spoke about meeting the customer's needs, which is amazing. I understand that in Zabka Nano stores, the inventory is really customized based on location and customer demographics. Is that right?
Yes, but not only in Nano. Like we also do that for the traditional format. We have a whole variety of the segments in which we are working on the ASO. Going into the details, actually, for the Nano stores, as we are still in the pilot phase, even though we have 56 locations, each store has a different planogram. So the offering each and every of them, obviously there will be some core offering, but we are experimenting in how to slice and dice the offering and the planograms for the customers. So yeah, the variety is there. Now we need to gather the data, what is working the best in a particular locations, which is quite interesting because we as a company, we are capable of changing the planograms every 2 weeks. So this kind of learning curve is quite fast. We also put a lot of effort into expanding the variety of the products in autonomous stores. We went through already 3 phases of the stores remodeling, which is really well perceived by the customers. They kind of want the full offering of the traditional store with the unmanned store experience. So if somebody visited Poland in June 2021 just to see the first store, would not recognize the stores as they are today. They evolved a lot.
You mentioned some learnings. What are some findings that you have gathered through piloting? Maybe some challenges that were foreseeable, some that were not?
First of all, we were too much focused on the technology. When we opened the first store, obviously the technology was the concern, how it's going to be interacting with the customer, how the customers will interact with the technology. Which I can say that the customers, they do appreciate the new technology or the new customer journey, but they don't really care about the technology. It's more about creation of the new experience, and this is the most important. So if anyone is building the stores right now, please stop thinking about the technology, focus on the user experience. And also, it's extremely important to understand the segments of your customers. We were very much focused on thinking that they are very digital and technology savvy. They are, but still, physical shopping is a very, I would say, old-fashioned experience. You still want to do this in a way you've been doing this in the traditional stores for almost all your life. And I remember the way we're educating the customers was through the animations, through the digital signage information, and anything what was changing for them was not really as well perceived as a very static information. So this is one of the examples how we research the customer growth and how they develop in a sense of understanding what is there. But there are more. Like, it was also important for us to enable new ways of interacting with the store. It was extremely interesting to see how the customer see a new branding for the autonomous stores, and even right now they do recognize it very clearly, saying that this Nano is very blue, so they are saying, oh, this Zabka is very green, and Zabka Nano is both green and blue. And they're saying, oh, that's the blue one, so the new one, which is helping them to understand that to enter to the store they need a bank card, or they need the application. So it was very good learning, but also on our side, when it comes to how to handle the customer interactions, questions, complaints through the different channels, like, we really moved from being able to sort out any questions in the store, and we need to make sure that the customer feels okay. So we created a lot of central functions responsible for the communication with the customer, because many of the listeners don't realize how our store works. We don't have the personnel inside of the store. So maybe you have been in some other autonomous stores, but our autonomous stores are quite special because there is nobody you can contact in the store. It's just for you. It's your space to do the shopping. And obviously, if you need some help, there is a special button to call the help. You can communicate through different social media channels, communicators. But there is nobody in the store. It's part of our design. We want to keep the stores unmanned to the extent possible. So autonomous doesn't mean just the checkout. For us, autonomous is a technology enabling unmanned stores.
Anytime that we launch a new customer journey, it's important to empower the customers, right? I see that Zabka has taken some steps to publish YouTube videos and a lot of video content to walk customers through the journey. You've seen that this type of video content has been helpful in informing customers about what they can expect at a Zabka Nano?
From the beginning, we knew, based on our research with the customers, that the first group which will be visiting us will be, the young generation, and that we need to address them first. So obviously, social media and videos were the natural way of doing it. And from the beginning, we knew that we're not launching a new brand. We're not launching, a new convenience chain. We're doing this as a Zabka Group, and we want to build on all strengths of Zabka Group. So we have put a lot of effort on finding a good ways to educate the customers through the app. and we leverage on celebrities and influencers from the technological area to promote us. Actually, we did certain materials for a launch, but later on there was so much positive buzz in the internet around the format that it just went around the audience and went around through our customer group. So leveraging the good social media channels helped, but we were also the first one in Poland with autonomous stores, so it helped us as well. On the other side, big part of the customers who were visiting our stores at the beginning were the customers who were just checking the technology. So we were not really getting a real customer for the first couple of weeks. Later on, we pushed to become a next option for the customers, not only a technological thing to see, but still, the customers are. I do remember that it was very viral in the internet, and there's quite a good recognition of the concept among the groups we are checking. Create a special kiosk, which is a place where we communicate with the customer. So there is obviously educational functions of the kiosk. Then we are having the functions which help the customers to enter the store. And there is a function which is helping our marketing and sales to communicate back to the customers. So the most important, obviously, is to authorize the customers and allow them to enter, which is pretty simple because it's about tapping your bank card or scanning the QR code from the application. But it is also part of our brand promise because we do explain to customers how it works. We do sometimes fight with some myths about how the store works. So we had this campaign on the kiosk when we were teaching the customers that they can be more than one customer in the store. They can enter in the groups. So that's something what we can really leverage for good and education. And the option with the promotions is also very interesting because we were already promoting one of our campaigns on the kiosks, which is really attracting to the customers. So we kind of use it as another digital signage where we can. But interesting trade-off is between if you want to put the effort on education, whether you want to make the entrance seamless, or you want to put some marketing promotions, which is very unique because usually if you have digital signage, it's only about the marketing, right? You very rarely educate the customers, and digital signage is not interactive. And here the whole kiosk is interactive and has various purposes. Interesting fact, it's already a third version of the kiosk. So we have already changed the hardware, but we also have developed the user interface, and we continuously doing it. Like, I believe that what we're doing now is just the first version. It's always first version. Like, that's a pilot, so we need to be better every month comparing to the previous version. And this kiosk has a fantastic potential because if you think about it from group perspective, from the ecosystem perspective, Zabka Group is also about services. It's about Q-commerce, e-commerce. It's about catering meals. So you can use the kiosk basically as a interface for the digital ecosystem of Zabka. So we're thinking about this, and let's see how it's going to develop.
So I believe I've seen that Zabka Group has over 7 million loyalty members. In this Zabka Nano experience, the unattended store format, what keeps customers coming back?
In Zabka, we strongly believe that we're going to have the different formats for different customers. And I believe that autonomous stores, they give you the freedom to do the shopping while you keep on listening to music or you are on a meeting. And it is also fulfilling certain needs of privacy, of being alone in the store. When we had a lot of interviews with the customers, they were very often pointing out on the fact that nobody is judging them for what they buy, and it is an interesting aspect. I wasn't seeing this previously before we started these interviews with the customers as important for the shoppers, but it is, and I think that we not really think about replacing to human interactions because we have traditional stores and you continue to have your favorite store and you have your favorite uh, clerk to talk with, right? So it is not about that. I think this is more about different experience. So if you don't feel to talk to anyone, you go to the autonomous store. You don't want to stop your music. You on the meeting. You go to the autonomous store. You don't want to be judged for what you're buying. You go to the autonomous store. You're on the run and there is a queue in a traditional store. You go to the autonomous store. So we're not thinking about or we are thinking about extending certain proposition to the customers through different formats. And I think this is where's the clue of our thinking as a retailer. So we want to expand the offer. We're not changing the offer to the customers. We're kind of anticipating the changes which are going to happen. We do believe that autonomous retail mixed with the traditional retail is the future. And where the focus is actually to understand how the autonomous retail will shape this future. Whether it's going to be available in those places with the high traffic or the places where the traditional format doesn't have economical sense, we worked on it. So we're not thinking about or replacement. We are thinking about enhancement.
So we often create customer segments, groups of customers who tend to behave in similar ways or have similar desires, but moods also come into play. For instance, when you're traveling, you may not fall within that customer segment that you typically do. Maybe you are hangry. You have different needs at that time, which impact your behaviors. How is Zabka leveraging data to better understand customers and to create experiences that genuinely enhance their lives?
Not only autonomous stores, we were always very focused on being data driven in the whole organization. So when I joined Zabka, I was astonished by the maturity how the company is actually understanding the customer and how the company is able to interpret the data to foresee the coming changes, but also to understand the business from data. And building on that, we do have one special power, and this is the power to recognize each and every customer per se. So the level of the personalizations we are able to run for the customers when it comes to the promotions, when it comes to the information, is drilling down to a different granularity than currently any retailer can do, which is very rewarding because we obviously measure the efficiency of our campaigns. It's over the targets, I can say. But also we are able to link the customer with the store. What we're working right now is about communication to the customers, what is happening in the store. So we were able to communicate to our loyal customers that, well, we have introduced fruits and veggies in your store. So anytime you're going to need them the next time, they are available for you 24/7. Recently, we have introduced some bakery products in the stores in Warsaw, and we were also able to speak to the customers almost like a very personal basis because we knew the segment of the shoppers who were doing the shopping in those stores, and we knew that they are not cross-buying the bread because they kind of don't like it or that was not what they wanted. And we were able to kind of convince them and inform them about the availability. So we're bringing the conversation level to very personalized level. It's always been like that, but there was a high probability of error that the customers are not always scanning the app. So we knew the customer pretty well from the shopping history, but we were not 100% accurate on whether it's the whole shopping history. Here we are. Here we are. And I hope it's going to help us a lot in tackling some challenges. Like we have already experimented a little bit because we have this program in Zabka Group tackling the food waste. We're already doing this in the traditional stores. In autonomous stores, with the control of the inventory and this intimacy to the customer, we are even able to do that on more direct level. So if you can tackle the food waste, it's always a win-win to the business and to the Mother Earth. But we also want to give the customers opportunity to interact with the store, informing us back whether there was something missing, informing us back if they expect some new assortment. This is what we introduced in this quarter. So we want this communication to be both ways and be more personalized. So yeah, that's pretty interesting, and I think this is bringing us to the very e-commerce like way of communicating to the customers.
Using customer feedback loops to enhance the relationship between retailers and consumers is a great path to go down. And we often see that customers are willing to give some of their data if it is in exchange for an enhanced experience. So with Zabka Nano, do you see that customers readily give their cell phone numbers to identify themselves in exchange for this enhanced, very convenient experience?
First of all, thinking about this area, we did the check with the customers how they perceive Zabka, and they perceive Zabka as a very firm and very strong partner for them. So they do believe that we as a Zabka, we treat their data well. So we never had the issue with that. So we started from, do you trust the brand? And our customers said, yes, we do trust your brand. Definitely better than some others. So it's already, giving a handicap for us in what do we do. Second, we were always communicating to the market, and this is our internal policy, that anonymity by design. We are a grocery retailer. We don't want to keep any personal data which are not necessary. But when we collect the history of shopping, or we have the customer in the app, the customers always know why we use the data. And we use this data for the promotions in mind. So they know that if they use our application, they're going to get better offers. They're always going to get something that's going to surprise them. And I think this is the key. So you need to, first of all, have a strong trust in brand. Then you need to have a good track of record. And you need to be internally, as a company, very firm on that. And the third thing is the clear communication back to the customers, what we do. And we are anonymous by design, and we keep your data to offer you better promotion.
You're starting with that foundation of trust, which is essential, and keeping it simple and honest when it comes to the use of customer data. I cannot wait to visit a Nano store.
Invitation is open to Poland. Guest home, got home. So by bringing a guest, you bring in the God's blessing to your home. So that's part of Polish culture.
Pavel, I can't thank you enough for joining today.
Thank you for the invitation. Thank you for this interesting chat. And looking forward to hosting you in Poland.